To develop teacher identity, the reflective practitioner needs to connect with lifelong learning, and it's important for us to consider the teacher as a lifelong learner. For reflective practitioners, there are certain areas of learning that we need to engage with as lifelong learners, and there are certain proficiencies within these domains that we need to develop as reflective practitioners, because they really guide us as lifelong learners. And we can see here that the reflective practitioner is working with three domains of learning: knowledge, skills, and dispositions. In terms of skills, the teacher as a lifelong learner is working with classroom management and organisation of management, technology integration, for example, interpersonal skills within the context of working. In terms of dispositions, the reflective practitioner is someone who is working to develop a certain wisdom in terms of reflective practice, and also a cultural awareness and acceptance of values within the school environment, as well as a confidence and a competence with inquiry into the process of teaching and reflection. And of course, in terms of knowledge, teacher identity is developed through communication and through critical thinking. And so within these three domains, we can consider particular aspects of the process of reflection. Knowledge definitely includes courses of education in order to help us develop intellectually, but also developing practical skills, whether written or oral. And it's written and oral communication which is the means for developing knowledge, quantitative literacy about what we're doing, and also the ability to think about what we're doing, and of course the approach to managing successfully as teachers. In terms of the knowledge domain, we must be, as a highly performing teacher, very well versed in the subject that we're teaching and the pedagogy of the subject that we're teaching. In a sense, we must be experts in the field, and this is perhaps one of the defining characteristics of this domain of teacher identity. As reflective practitioners, we must be able to demonstrate the ability to apply that knowledge, to apply content, and also to apply the teaching of that content to the students, and be critical about that within the educational setting. The knowledge domain for the teacher is about possessing knowledge, and the materials that we need to acquire, the materials that we need to find in order to access that knowledge, especially within the subject that we're teaching. There is the skills domain also, which is very much focusing on the practical abilities that we're bringing to the role of teaching, and it can be very broad and expand across the school environment, but can also develop from teacher beginning phases, teacher preparation, through to experienced practitioners. And with experience, the skills domain becomes a very powerful area for teacher identity development, because it's through this where metacognition becomes significant in emancipation processes. And there are therefore examples that we can draw on in terms of the skills domain, and what this means is that we're looking at the skills within the context, within the climate of the school, the micropolitics within the school and the issues around the politics that occur, and how this impacts on our motivation to teach, the passion that we have as teachers. This also generates for us the curiosity that we have about our professional identity and how we can grow our professional selves. The skills domain is significant also for building confidence, confidence as teachers, and confidence as experimenters in reflective practice. Experimentation involves a certain amount of risk, and we need to be confident to deal with that risk. There is also an underlying premise here for the teacher as a lifelong learner in the skills domain, and that is that we believe that all students can learn and learn very well and achieve well. And this belief underpins the skills domain so that it becomes a key component of our identity. So the teacher as a lifelong learner is always extending their knowledge, the practical knowledge, the subject knowledge, and the experiential knowledge that they're acquiring over time. And it's through this that the teacher identity truly evolves into something quite powerful. And then, of course, there's the dispositions domain, the attitudes, the values, the beliefs, and the assumptions that an individual reflective practitioner has about teaching and about patterns of professional self and professional practice. The teacher, therefore, within this domain, the teacher who has a grown identity is somebody who can demonstrate behaviours which are consistent with ideals of best practice and can bring these to the classroom in terms of fairness and openness and honesty, so that all students have the best opportunities to learn.